ask for clarification, just jump right in. I'm also flexible. I was sharing with Tian before this, I have probably dozens of variations of other FAP workshops on my laptop. So, so if you have particular needs, areas you'd like us to emphasize, to dive into, please share that with me as well. I'm not afraid to kind of organically change the flow and what we emphasize while we're here together today, just to make sure that you get as much out of it as you'd like. Has anyone done FAP training before, or is this a first? Okay. In terms of this training, you know, when we think about introductory FAP trainings, there are really a couple different levels we're trying to hold. One is that because the central feature of the model is you're using yourself as a tool for both evoking the client and for reinforcing change, it means that we need to dive into and find safe spaces in training and supervision to become familiar and comfortable with the places where we find most difficult to interpersonally engage. So most of the exercises that we'll do are not the traditional, you might do role plays, but what some of my colleagues refer to as real plays, that I'll ask you to, as much as you're willing, dive into your own personal content, your own experience of life, as a way to better get to know the nuances and topography of, you know, where are your limits and where are your personal growth edges that come up with clients. So I hope by the time tomorrow ends, you've got a deeper understanding of your own history and how it affects how you are with clients, that you can relate it a little more, this heartfelt experience, to what you're doing. And I know some of you have professional relationships with one another, but just to honor that there is a lot of personal disclosure. You know, we certainly can't impose or force confidentiality on anyone, but to just be respectful of the degree of what's shared as we go through. I'll try and give a number of options so you can decide what we cover. Almost everything we do will be something that doubles as an activity that you can do with a client. So if that's ever unclear or feels a little too self-oriented, one of the things I try to do is to really debrief that after each exercise of how it relates to specific client activities you can hold in mind. But if that ever feels uncertain, please ask me and I can share more information there. And the workshop is really conceptualized as a microcosm of what FAP interactions could look like with your clients. So the idea then is that to the extent that you leave here feeling like it's been a heartwarming or heartfelt space, or that you've had a chance to be vulnerable and authentic, that it's to get in touch with a stance in a new way that you might express in your